I'm Harry Cooper. I'm joined with Beth Harford and Pat Maslin. We're going to be talking about the Lionesses' future and the past. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
I'm Beth Harford. I've been at Millwall for about 4 years now. Centre forward. Yeah, that's it really.
Patricia?
I'm Pat Maslin. I've been a Millwall supporter for about 50 odd years now, and I'm the founder of the Millwall Lionesses.
So I'll start with you, Beth. What have you made of both the first team and development season so far?
I think it's been absolutely amazing, as you can tell from our results really. First team unbeaten for a year, 18 league, unbeaten really. Sounds amazing if from considering what we've been through. It's just got better and better this year. Development team also brilliant, shows that we can compete with the rest of the teams. We're third in the league as well. So yeah, thanks to Ali really just keeping us fighting fit 24/7.
That's good to hear. Patricia, you've we've seen the club change so much. What do you make of the club's progression since obviously when you were playing?
Oh, it's unbelievable, the progress they've made in that time, not just for the Lionesses, for women's football in general. It's a completely different side obviously to what started back in '73. It's just nice that it's now accepted in mainstream sport.
It's definitely getting there.
It's getting, well,
it's got a lot to go. But
it has, but women's football was really big during the war years, and it was the FA who banned women from playing on their pitches after the war, so you're only reclaiming our past.
Yeah. Beth, in training, obviously you've been injured for a while now, but when you were training, how high is the intensity in training? And is there high levels of expectations now that obviously Millwall are at the top half of the league rather than at the bottom?
100%. If you look at the expectations from last year in comparison to this year, it's completely different. Obviously, Lee's come in and taken over and done a brilliant job. Ali always is keeping. I think we're running for most of the session, especially in pre-season. We're known as running club, but yeah, I think the expectations are just a lot higher because we're pretty much top half of the league now, so we've got a lot to fight for. So we need to make sure that we're fit all the time.
And would you say the intensity is up there with Dave's intensity on the fruit machine?
Definitely, I reckon so.
Pat, when you were training for the Lionesses, what would a training session consist of? Sort of what drills would you go through?
Nothing as structured as it is today, obviously. It'll be a case of turning up on Deptford Park Sunday morning, see who turned up. Hopefully there'll be enough players to have a kick around, jumpers for goalposts. It was really basic stuff. I mean, obviously as we progressed, we got into a league. I think there was about 6 or 7 teams. Slightly more structured then, but nothing compared to today's.
So would you say that you're happy with how far it's come in terms of where you were training to how obviously Beth is training now?
Yeah, obviously it has to be now. They're much more professional. You've got professional players. I mean, it was purely a hobby back then.
Beth, what is your ideal pre-match meal?
I'm a bit superstitious when it comes to my meals. Dad wakes me up at about 8 o'clock with a bit of cereal. He loves me eating my cereal in the minute, yeah, quite early since it's 2 o'clock. And then I have beans on toast at about 9 o'clock, which Dad makes me. And then on the way to the game, I always have my chicken pasta, just to make sure I'm ready.
Homemade chicken pasta?
Yep, homemade, same 3 meals for every game.
So you don't try any fry-ups or
I wish I could, but no. Maybe a cup of tea, but no.
Obviously, Pat, you're not playing anymore. Do you still do you make sure you're still active during the day?
I'm 62. Main activity is going to away games now with the first team. No, as I say, mainly the laptop, admin on a few social media sites.
So you're keeping yourself sort of active in terms of your presence known.
Yeah. Maybe not body.
I mean, my mate Dave is he's running constantly, but he still plays a mobile version of Fruit Machine.
I heard he's pretty good.
Yeah, I heard he is. I heard he won a jackpot the other day. So my mate Michael Wavery, Beth, he likes Justin Bieber. What's the music in the changing room like, and who is the DJ?
Well, it's different, but we have selected people for each week, so a different person in the development team has the chance of being DJ.
Is it drawn out of a hat?
It's Dan chooses it every week, but it's mainly Beth Powell, Grace Smith, and probably they're doing a nice little live concert before the game of some old school bangers, but it's different to say the least.
What about the first team then?
First team, it's normally Ella in the middle with Jordan dancing around, but yeah, normally Ella in charge of the music.
I've seen her bring out her speaker a few times.
Oh, awful. Awful.
Some of the music maybe shouldn't be played.
Probably not, but...
Pat, how did you prepare for a match, and what were the changing rooms, conditions, and just like the space of them, like when you were playing?
Well, you turn up, and usually it's multiple pitches. I mean, you don't get the luxury of playing at Fisher, and the dressing rooms were male dominated, so you just didn't use them. We used to go to games in a delivery van, and we'd end up getting changed in the back of that. So,
was the delivery van clean and tidy like Dave's car?
It wasn't too bad because it delivered clothes, not food. So we was okay.
Weird
and it was actually a Dave who drove it, so it could have been
Maybe
the same guy.
Could have been. Beth, realistically, in 5 seasons, where would you yourself, but also Millwall as a whole, be?
For me, I'm just finishing my A-levels. I want to get back fit, and obviously Mill will help me. EJ and Ali are getting me fighting fit for next season, hopefully to get back in the first team. But after that, I'll be going off to America. I've been offered a scholarship for Elon University in North Carolina. But for the club, I think, especially for this season, we've got a good chance of being right up in the top. And obviously it depends on next year and like the infrastructure of how everything's going to be, and funding and stuff. Depends on if we can compete for getting back into the WSL. But hoping in 5 years' time, see us back in the WSL.
That would be nice, to be fair.
Would be.
Pat, when you played, what was the view on women's football? By women, but also by men.
Well, obviously the girls who turned up wanted to play, but I did try to start a team up at school. The headmaster said women don't play football, and that was the general attitude of most men at that time. You used to get reports in the paper of like bunny clubs and that playing for charity, and that's how it was looked on. It wasn't taken serious. So it was more like
sort of an activity rather than an actual competitive game.
It was a joke. Most men thought it was a joke. We did have to fight that all the way.
So did you get any support from fans or anything, or was it just sort of you go up, turn
it was
up?
Family and friends. People were a bit curious if they see women in a football kit. I mean, obviously we approached Millwall, but they wasn't interested. Well, why should they be? Someone contacts them, we're playing football, we're a women's team. It was about a decade before Millwall got interested in the Lionesses.
Beth, my mate Dave loves to go on a fruit machine with Mike. Who is your best mate at the club?
Oh, it's got to be Michelle Young. So I go to college with her, and got her into Millwall about 2 seasons ago now. But yeah, I think I spend more time with her than I do with my family, constantly together. But yeah, just spend literally, whether we're training, she comes back to mine for some dinner, then we go to training from college. Yeah, definitely my best mate.
So basically just spend all your time with her.
We might as well move in together, yeah. We'll spend all our time together.
Ask her if she can come to America with you.
Yeah, I think I might.
Pat, Sandra has been seen in the CAF working long shifts, which she says she thoroughly enjoys. What was the best game you ever played in?
We did have a charity match at Sutton United once. That was pretty awesome. I think we had a few hundred there for that game. Apart from that, I mean, nothing spectacular. We didn't win anything, but yeah, that was an experience.
Does it feel sort of special that you were sort of like a part of the first Mill Lionesses team? And
not so much at the time, but looking back, I mean, I still know a few of the girls. I think they all enjoyed their time there, and and it's nice to be able to say when their name comes up, perhaps on the TV or somewhere. I was part of that. It's great.
Beth, I'm a coffee man myself, which gets me going in the morning. Out of 100, what would you rate yourself in these stats? So pace, out of 100.
I reckon, right, considering I've been on crutches, I reckon I'm about a solid 10 out of 100 at the moment on pace.
Strength?
Probably about a 4 at the moment.
This is out of 100, yeah?
I'm serious.
Heading?
No, that's a no-go at the moment. No, but yeah, probably about a 2 on that one, I reckon.
You're not doing yourself any justice. Let's hope this American place don't watch this.
Maybe before, I would have been about quite high up, but at the moment,
a 2.
I'm just about running and kicking a ball. So.
Okay, but if you were playing fully fit,
pace, kind of known for my 5-yard speed, so probably about 80.
80.
Heading, Not so much, probably about a 60, 70.
Strength?
Probably about an 80.
Shooting? Bear in mind you're a striker.
Well, yeah, probably about 90. I was one of the top goal scorers for the Development League last year, so I couldn't.
Passing?
80.
Do you pass the ball?
When I want to. I'm joking. Yeah.
When you're about to get tackled and make
Yeah,
it
very much.
And finally, tackling.
Probably about 70, 80.
Are you a tough tackler?
Yeah, I played boys football for the start of my football career, so I'm safe to say I'm quite used to the
Like a good
aggressiveness.
tackle.
Love a good tackle, yeah.
In a proper Millwall way.
Yeah, proper Millwall.
Pat, what advice would you give to someone like Beth, who's trying to break into the first team, having been there and done that yourself?
I wouldn't presume to give Beth advice on anything. I mean, basically back then it was who turned up got a game, and like phone your friends up to make the team up. So I'm sure Beth knows. I mean, she's played for a few clubs. She's got a good background. She'll make the team.
Beth, every club has a different setup. In 3 words, how would you describe Millwall?
Family, underdogs, and commitment.
3 pretty good words. Why underdogs?
I think everyone just sees us because of, obviously, Millwall. We're obviously the underdogs, and no one expects us to get the results. And I think this year's proved that us underdogs are actually pretty good at what we do when we put our mind to it. It's not always about just because we're a top club, it's about the work that we put in.
Well, before the season started, we were still predicted at the bottom because apparently the spring series was a fluke.
Yeah, apparently so.
So it's just funny how it all changes. And now everyone wants to go Millwall. Pat, you're a massive Millwall fan yourself. How good is it to see the Lionesses doing so well this season?
It's great for the club. It's great for the girls. Any publicity, it's wonderful. There's a few teams still playing who were playing back at the start of the Lionesses, and I think compared to them, the Lionesses are absolutely brilliant.
Who were playing at that time?
Doncaster Bells were the big one. They were a massive side back then.
And now we're competing with them.
Absolutely. I mean, how good's that?
Beth, Dave likes Pontins while Mike likes a trip down to Plymouth. Where would you love to go on a holiday? And one rule, you still have to train every day while you're there.
I'd love to be on a beach in the Maldives right now, I must say. But
Still got to play football?
I don't know if I'll be able to deal with that heat, but yeah, definitely the Maldives.
It's not too bad, to be fair. I just don't know if I could do the heat.
I
That could
think
be a
I'll
lot. 11 o'clock start.
Yeah.
30 degrees heat. Weird, disturbing and worrying are just words I used to describe Dave. What kind of player were you and how would you describe your playing style?
Oh. Well, always like the old tackles. I used to go in a bit hard, always a full back. If I was 50 years younger, I'd be applying there to play in the Lionesses. I think it's brilliant.
This is the final question, and this is for both of you. The Greasy Spoon fellas are setting up a 5-a-side team, and we need 2 players, so can we count on both of you to join the team?
Definitely.
You keep buying the tees, yeah.
Where are you both playing them? Positions?
Centre forward, I got
I was seeing a centre back in you, but you know.
You'd have to put me in goal.
Alright, well, thank you for the interview.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Oh, no, I smashed it. I only made one mistake as well. I think that's like a world record. We usually make yesterday in the car.
When
we
you
done
bang that, I thought.
Yeah, I was like,
I'll try and like sound that out. I'll put like some cool music over that part. Oh, I need to pause it.
If you enjoyed that video, why not watch another one? Click the video choices on screen now to go and watch them in full. Don't forget to subscribe, click on our logo there on the left and press subscribe. Easy.